everybody. What's up, world? Welcome to the Jennifer Grace Show, where I'm going to help you get unstuck, make shift happen, and not take life so seriously. So, welcome to my show. My show has had a lot of transformation. It started out about 4 years ago on Hay House Radio. It was an amazing experience. I was sandwiched in between Esther Hicks and Dr. Wayne Dyer for 3 years. And then I moved my show online to YouTube, where I blended my love of transformation with my love of comedy. And now I'm bringing it to you live here on Facebook. So just to kind of let you know, have to always be upfront, vulnerable, and authentic. Right now, this is being recorded so that when it goes live on Facebook, I actually can be manning the computer and answering your questions. So please feel free to ask me anything during this program, and the future self me that's actually sitting in front of the computer every Wednesday at 12 p.m. for the Jennifer Grace Show on Facebook Live can answer them. So welcome to the very first show. Today, because it is 2017, it is the new year, I figured it would be really great to talk about setting intentions, setting goals. And I hesitate to say, let's set some resolutions. Do you guys know that only 20% of people actually follow through on their New Year's resolutions? So let's not set any of those. Now, I think a lot of things come up for people as to why they don't follow through, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But when you do come and watch this show every week at 12, I suggest you bring a notebook, have some paper and pen. This show is kind of more like a master class. In February, I'm also going to be bringing on lots of powerful thought leaders and change makers to give you more tools and techniques. So think of this kind of as our Wednesday masterclass. So let's dive in. I think before you really declare what it is that you want to create in 2017, you need to be crystal clear in who you are and what you want, and here's why. There's this energy field that surrounds us all, right? It's called the 0-point field in quantum physics. So this 0-point field is connected to everything. And we've also heard the law of attraction, like attracting like. So that's how we take an idea, an intention, a goal, and we weave it through and create it as our reality, working with this field. Now, this field speaks a very specific language, and that is emotion. And so if we are not feeling it and believing it, we're only thinking it, then manifestation cannot occur. So step one in working with this quantum field is to be crystal clear. Think about a time where you knew who you were and you knew what you wanted. It was like all of a sudden, the people, the events, the situation, they just like show up in the movie of your life. And all of a sudden, the pieces fall together and what you were thinking about has manifested. Other times, maybe you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know what my life's purpose is. I don't know what kind of partner I want to date. I don't even know if I want to live here. Your whole life is like not a 0, not a 10. Everything's like a 5, like a so-called existence, because you're not clear. To me, clarity is where we always have to begin when we are in the field of creation. So in my classes, I teach lots of different classes online, live at the Standard Hotel. Most of them are 8-week journeys. In every single one of these classes, I always teach 3 foundational tools. And those are mindfulness, meditation, and journaling. So the reason for that is that you have all the answers, right? All of us do. We have this GPS in our soul. I call it YAK. You always know. You have all the wisdom inside of you. All you need to do is be quiet and listen. You see, this voice of wisdom needs space to arrive. So it can arrive in the present moment when you're not worrying about the future or regretting the past. It can arise after you've had a meditation session where you've cleared your mind. And it can also arrive onto the blank page of a journal. So utilizing these transformational tools of mindfulness, meditation, and journaling are going to clear the space so that you can have all the answers come forth. And my job as a transformational coach is to not give you the answers and tell you what I think your life purpose is or where you should live or what you should do next in your life. My job is to give you the tools to unlock the wisdom yourself, because who better than to shed light and to tell you what is next for you than you? So I really want to empower you all to stop taking the poll, asking your mother, what do you think I should do? And your partner, what do you think I should do? And your best friend, what do you think I should do? Because then you have like 20 different answers, and usually we get paralyzed and we do nothing. So by partaking in a daily practice of 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of journaling a day, you can start to tap into this voice of wisdom, these answers. So that's something that I think everybody can really take on during this new year, starting that daily practice. These practices, though, they really only work with consistency. And I don't care what meditation practice you do, what time of day you're going to journal, it's about consistency. So I have always found when you have accountability, because for me, accountability is the missing ingredient to success. When you have others that are also going on that same journey to take their lives to the next level, having other people support you and hold you accountable is really how you're going to keep consistency and where you're going to see results. I also suggest doing your practice the same time every day. So maybe this week, you try things on. You try meditating at night, journaling in the garden in the morning or in the afternoon, whatever comes up for you. I would just play around and then find your sweet spot. Personally, I think the morning is the best time to get up, to write for 5 timed minutes, to sit and breathe for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then start your day. Once you have figured out, where it is that you really want to focus on this year, whether it be in the area of health, the area of finances, the area of life purpose and career, the area of romance, once you've figured out, clearly what your goals are, you want to write those goals down. Now, this might sound so simple and so obvious, but they did this extraordinary study at Harvard University. And they took 2 groups of people. In the first group, they said, okay, write your 5-year and 10-year goals down on a piece of paper and visit them often. The other group, they just said, tell us what your goals are. These people went off, they graduated from Harvard, and they followed them. And what they found were the students that wrote down clearly what their goals and aspirations were and visited them regularly were 90% more successful than those that just spoke them. So I love 3x5 cards. Do I have any here? I don't know. Whatever. You guys know what a 3x5 card looks like. Anyway, I would take some time this week, do some journaling, some meditation, and get some clarity about what it is you want to create. And then take a 3x5 card and write down this sentence. I feel blank that I am now blank. So the blanks that you're going to fill in is I feel excited that I am now in a healthy, conscious relationship, or I feel happy that I am now crystal clear on what my life's purpose is. Because you may not be 100% clear. You might need some time to start to figure out what it is that you're here to do. So you write them down on 3x5 cards. And then what I love to do is, especially in the beginning of the year, I think it's great, is to create a vision board, a real manifestation of what that goal looks like when it arrives. So I actually, I have an interesting little clip for you guys. It's the first time that I ever made my vision board. Let's check it out.
After I watch the movie The Secret, I fly out of my house to get my instructed supplies. I'm so excited I decide not to drive. I wind up running about 3 miles to my local office supply store, which, in hindsight, probably wasn't a good idea to do in the middle of summer in Fort Lauderdale. I almost pass out from heat stroke, but I am determined. Moments later, I come out with exactly what I was looking for. I'm about to make my very first magical vision board. I decide not to run home. Instead, I get smart and call Uber. When I get home, I spread out my favorite magazines like Teen Beat and Modern Mechanic. I get to work. I start cutting out photos of places I want to travel to, like South Africa and Tahiti. I cut out photos of the dreamboat and car and house that I'll own someday, and a picture of a really hot model who's going to marry me. When I'm done, I proudly hang this piece of magic up on the wall, get some popcorn, sit on my couch, and get ready for the life of my dreams to pop in the middle of my living room, just like it did in the movie. After several attempts of this magical manifestation, I squeeze my eyes shut one last time. And what happens? You guessed it.
Okay, so what happened there? Why didn't it work? Why didn't anything come out into the middle of my living room like it said in the movie The Secret? So here's the secret. You have to get your ass off the couch. You can't just make the intention cards, meditate, journal, and make a beautiful vision board and sit on your couch eating popcorn thinking the love of your life, the career of your life is going to pop in the middle of your living room. Action is so important. And so for every single one of your intentions, you want to create a measurable results action plan. And that's going to involve the how, the what, and the by when. So for example, I had an intention to become a Hay House published author. And I made this intention on January 2011 with not ever writing one single word of the book that was living inside my head. But I declared it. That day, it was 1/11/11. I'll never forget it. 18 people were standing in front of me, and I said, I'm going to be a Hay House published author. So I had this limiting belief going on. I had a story about time. And many of you might have blocks come up when you make these big declarations. Oh, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I'm not good enough, whatever. So I had a time story going on that I didn't have the time to write a book. So I'll tell you this. We're never going to find the time to live the life of our dreams. We have to create it. And when you have a dream that's really big, you just ask yourself every day, do you want it or not? And if the answer is no, you might want to look at that. It might mean because it's not your dream. It's what you think you should be doing or what your family or your partner is suggesting. But if you answer yes to do you want it or not, then you create the time. And at that time, I had, 6 Creative Insight Journey classes. I had 20 clients. I was raising my son. He was in like 6th or 7th grade at the time. And the only time that I had to create was 5:30 a.m. And I thought, wow, that sucks. But sometimes you have to sacrifice something to really get what you want. And I was very committed. So every morning my alarm would go off and it actually was an event and I would look at it and it would say this, do you want it or not, Jen? and I would get up every day at 5:30 a.m. In only 4 months, I had a 50,000 word manuscript by writing 1 hour a day. It is unbelievable what you can create with high intention. When you are so focused and so in, and you put away all the distractions, all of the self-limiting beliefs, all of the self-sabotaging procrastination behavior, which we will talk about next week, overcoming on my show, How to Overcome Procrastination. It just happens. It's miraculous. But you have to want it. So how would that look? The measurable results action plan, the how, the what, the by when. So the what is your dream. What is your dream? Mine was to be a Hay House published author. The how, wake up from 5:30 to 6:30 a.m., write 500 words a day for 4 months is the by when, April 11th, 2011. And I hit it. But what if I had gotten sick, or my son had gotten sick, or something had happened, and I got to April 11th and I didn't have the 50,000 word manuscript? I mean, that doesn't mean you take your great idea and you throw it in the garbage. All that means is you renegotiate. Sometimes our measurable results action plan takes longer or shorter, but just look at it as a working deadline. And then you have to tell somebody. You have to tell somebody what your dream is, because if you keep it inside your head, no one's looking if you do it or not. So in the spirit of that, I would love right now for each and every one of you watching to just type in what is your declaration for 2017? You know, is it about your career? Is your health? And just put it in that sentence. I feel ecstatic that I am now in my skinny jeans. I feel overjoyed that my business is thriving and successful. I get to do what I love and love what I do. So whatever it is that you're wanting, declare it. Let this community at least support you. So if you loved this segment of the Jennifer Grace Show, but you want more tools, go to jennifergrace.com/events. I have lots of very cool free online webinars, live spa days at the Standard, all going on in January, where we're going to go deeper into the goal setting tools, and you can really sink your teeth into it. The other thing that I wanted to offer all of you is, if you're interested in taking one of my 8-week journeys, I have a special going on for the new year. So you can just go to jennifergrace.com/join and learn more about the CI journey. That's the course that I teach from Stanford University. It's a master's degree course in transformation. And it's going to include lots of bonuses. There's a big discount. So check that out if you think you found your coach. I'd love to be your coach. So I guess that's the show. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you have a beautiful, peaceful, prosperous new year. And I will see you next week, next Wednesday at 12 p.m. And the topic next week will be all about how to overcome fear and procrastination.